Your reflection has been lying to you every single day. Not because your face is wrong, because the lens is rigged. For the next 5 minutes, I'm going to shut down the funhouse your brain built with 1,000 flawless images and 1,000,000 tiny comparisons. If some part of you is brave, stay with me. Type signals in the comments to anchor this moment. Then keep your hands still and your eyes here. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Again. While you breathe, hear this. I used to avoid mirrors in the morning, not because I hated what I saw, but because I hated what I felt. A quiet tightening in the chest. A courtroom in my mind with a verdict already printed. Does that sound familiar? When was the last time you looked in the mirror and felt safe? Pattern break. Pinch your sleeve and feel the fabric. You're in a room, not inside a feed. On screen, imagine a hairline crack sliding across a mirror. Soft, not violent. Just enough to remind you that the image can break without you breaking. Question: if you've been measuring yourself with a bent ruler, why trust the measurements? Neuroscience first, comfort second. Your brain is a prediction machine. It doesn't show you reality. It shows you what it expects. If you've taught it, through years of scrolling, that beauty equals a composite of 1,000 edited faces, it will project that composite onto you and declare you not enough. That's not vanity, that's math. The visual cortex blends the best bits from everywhere into a creature that doesn't exist. Then the amygdala tags deviation from that creature as social risk. Translation: your body believes the mirror is a threat. Of course your stomach tightens. Of course your eyes hunt for flaws. They're searching for safety, not truth. Pattern break. Look around and name 3 textures out loud: a blanket, a plant, a book spine. Feel the edge of the page or the weave of the fabric. Grounding interrupts the threat loop. Your nervous system doesn't argue with texture. It registers it. Question: what if your doubt isn't a character flaw but a nervous system pattern that can be retrained? I'm not here to sell you love yourself in glitter letters. I'm here to give you a lever, simple, brutal, effective. Today we start by starving the loop. For the rest of this video, do not check your reflection. No front camera, no shiny black screen acting like a mirror. Every urge to peek is the loop asking for food. Notice the urge. Name it. Don't feed it. If you slip, you don't fail, you just come back. That's how rewiring works. Confession, because I promised to be real. I used to tilt the bathroom light to find the harshest angle, as if pain could purify me. It never did. It only trained my brain to expect pain. The day I stopped giving the loop new evidence, something shifted. The volume dropped. The lens softened. The face didn't change. My state did. Have you ever noticed you look worse on anxious days and look better after a calm walk? The mirror didn't change. Your nervous system did. Pattern break. Unclench your jaw. Roll your shoulders back 2 inches. Let your eyes soften. Feel what happens to your face when your body decides you're safe. That's not makeup. That's regulation. Question: if a 2-inch shift in posture changes your perception, what else could change if you practice this for 5 mornings? Here's the pact between us right now. I guide, you apply. You comment signals to mark the decision. You subscribe so the next steps find you automatically. And sometime after this, if you want depth beyond this 5-minute reset, check the description. There's a short list of books I use to surgically dismantle this loop with evidence, not wishful thinking. Not yet. For now, just breathe. Stay. Choose presence over pixels. You are not a picture, you are a process. Your feed has been programming you for years, not just with ads or trends, but with expectations. Every perfect jawline, every sculpted body, every face lit by a ring light isn't just a picture, it's data. Your brain takes that data, blends it, and builds a single impossible standard. A digital monster stitched from 1,000 edits. Then it does something cruel. It compares you to that monster every time you see your reflection. Pause. Imagine this as a courtroom. You're the defendant, the judge, your own brain, the jury, strangers who will never remember your name. The evidence. Photos taken in bad lighting, wrong angles, harsh mornings. Would you accept that trial in real life? Then why live it every morning? Pattern break. Raise your chin 1 inch, just one. Take a slow inhale. Notice how different that tiny shift feels. The loop is fragile. It only survives in automatic posture and unconscious breathing. When you change those, even slightly, you're already hacking the system. Here's the science no influencer will tell you. Stress literally changes what you see. When your amygdala fires, blood flow shifts in your visual cortex. High stress blurs fine details and exaggerates perceived flaws. That's why on bad days you look worse, and on calm days you look better. The face didn't morph, the lens did. This is why your first 5 minutes of the day are sacred. If you start with scrolling, you flood your nervous system with distorted images and threat signals. Within minutes, your mirror becomes an enemy. But if you start with grounding, your perception stays neutral and you reclaim the lens. Step 1 begins now. Detox the feed, retrain the lens. For the next 24 hours, mute or delete every account that leaves you feeling small, even subtly. Friends, celebrities, influencers, it doesn't matter. If it stirs comparison, it goes silent. This isn't punishment, it's a reset button. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, do this ritual. Sit up straight, both feet on the floor, hands relaxed. Whisper, "My brain is a projector, not a judge." Visualize a blank white screen in front of you. On the inhale, imagine peace filling that screen. On the exhale, imagine every external opinion dissolving into static. Repeat for 90 seconds. This brief reset calms your amygdala and sharpens perception. It's neuroscience, not magic. Pattern break. Stand up right now if you can. Shake your hands loosely. Whisper the phrase again. "My brain is a projector, not a judge." The loop hates when you do this because it cannot operate when you are present. Question: if your brain can distort what you see, why trust its first reaction? Why give final authority to a lens proven to glitch under stress? Confession: when I first tried this, I laughed. It felt absurd. But on day 3, something shifted. I looked in the mirror, and for the first time, I didn't flinch. Not because my face had changed, because my relationship with the reflection had. That's when I knew this was more than a trick. It was a jailbreak. In the description, you'll find the same books and research that helped me build this practice. Take one. Start simple. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about deleting the malware you never agreed to install. Now we rebuild. The silence you created by muting toxic inputs isn't emptiness, it's space. Space your brain needs to rewire. But here's the secret most people miss. Your brain doesn't change through theory. It changes through evidence. Compliments won't reprogram you. Words won't either. Only actions create proof strong enough to rewrite the loop. This is step 2. Generate beauty instead of chasing it. Tomorrow morning, right after the 90-second reset, stand in front of a mirror or even just close your eyes if you don't have one nearby. Don't scan for flaws. Don't judge angles or lighting. Look straight into your eyes. Out loud, say, "I create beauty by how I move through the world." Then do one single deliberate action. Straighten your spine, unclench your jaw, or let a soft, genuine smile rise for 3 slow breaths. This conditions your brain to link beauty to choice, not approval. Over time, the loop that once hunted for flaws will start scanning for signs of power and alignment. Pattern break. Close your eyes right now. Picture someone you love standing before you, doubting themselves the way you doubt yourself. What would you say to them? Whatever words came to mind, that's the truth you've been withholding from yourself. Speak it to your own reflection tomorrow. Science backs this up. Neuroplasticity research shows that repeated self-directed phrases paired with physical action literally create new neural pathways in as little as 21 days. You're not imagining the shift, you're physically rewiring your brain to process self-image differently. Here's why this works so deeply. Humans are wired for resonance like a guitar string. When your actions and beliefs vibrate in harmony, you radiate confidence. When they clash, you feel off. Most people think the problem is their face, their body, their reflection. But the real issue is misalignment between behavior and belief. The beauty generator practice retunes you. Question: how would your life feel if your reflection became an ally instead of a threat? Step 3 is maintaining that current. Guard your inputs. Every image you consume is a vote for how you'll see yourself later. Anchor your mornings before pixels invade. And focus on behaviors that generate inner energy, movement, laughter, learning, gratitude. That energy leaks into your face, your voice, your presence. Pattern break. Whisper this phrase right now: signals, not scars. Again, louder this time. When you choose signals, you treat your reflection like feedback, not punishment. Instead of, "I look terrible," you say, "I'm tired, time to rest." This flips the mirror from a weapon into a compass. If you falter, don't attack yourself. The loop loves punishment because punishment keeps it alive. Simply notice, reset, repeat, like training a puppy. Calm repetition builds lasting change. I'll confess something. There are still days the loop whispers to me. But now, instead of fighting it, I smile slightly and think, there you are. Then I return to my practice. The voice fades every single time. Tomorrow when you wake, your first 5 minutes will decide your entire day. Treat them like sacred ground. That's where freedom begins. The loop isn't gone forever. It waits in silence, ready to return when you're tired, distracted, or alone. That's why what you do at the start and end of each day is non-negotiable. Those windows are when your brain is most impressionable, when the funhouse mirror rebuilds itself, or shatters completely. Picture this. Tomorrow morning your alarm goes off. Your hand twitches toward your phone, but instead of scrolling, you sit up, place both feet firmly on the ground and whisper, "I am not my reflection, I am my direction." That one sentence declares war on the old loop. It tells your nervous system, we're writing a new story today. Most people live like a broken instrument, constantly trying to tune themselves with tools that don't belong to them. Think of yourself as a guitar string. When you're aligned, sleep, breath, purpose, you resonate. You vibrate with clarity. But when you're misaligned, every small tension echoes as doubt. The problem was never your face. It was the lack of harmony between who you are and what you believe. Pattern break. Whisper this now, even if it feels strange. I choose signals, not scars. Again, louder. Feel the shift in your chest when you speak truth aloud. Your nervous system listens when your voice takes command. Here's the truth nobody profits from telling you. The beauty industry thrives on your doubt. Social platforms amplify it because insecurity keeps you scrolling, clicking, buying. When you starve the loop, you're not just healing yourself, you're breaking an entire system built to keep you small. That's why this work matters. It's not vanity, it's rebellion. If this message stirred something inside you, don't just consume it. Act. Scroll down now and comment, signals, not just for me, but to create a visible wave of people rejecting the funhouse. Then reply to someone else's comment. Encourage them. That interaction builds a community the algorithm cannot ignore. This isn't just a video, it's a starting point. In the description, I've linked a list of books and tools, the exact resources I use to dismantle my own loop. Choose one, read it, apply it. The sooner you begin, the faster you'll rewire your perception. Final confession. Even now, doubt sometimes whispers. The difference is, I no longer obey it. When it speaks, I breathe, smile slightly, and repeat our shared phrase. My brain is a projector, not a judge. That single line collapses the courtroom and restores my freedom. And there's more to uncover. Tomorrow I'm releasing a video about something almost everyone consumes every single morning. Something that quietly distorts your mood, your focus, and yes, even how you see yourself in the mirror. You'll never look at it the same way again. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and join me for that revelation. Because this journey isn't about chasing beauty. It's about claiming sovereignty over your perception. Your beauty was never the question, only your belief was. And now, you hold the power to choose what you see.